Clark County Today is presented by Cano Real Estate. Hire an agent, get a team. Learn more by visiting canorealestate.com.
Hey everyone, happy Thursday to you. I'm Chris Brown. We'll start you off with some breaking news. Clark County's Board of Public Health, which is also the county council, has set a special meeting for 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. On the agenda will be approving the application to allow Clark County to move ahead to phase 2 of the governor's 4-phase plan to reopen businesses in the state. Now, we have posted a detailed story to explain what the State Secretary of Health will be looking at in order to approve that request. That includes things like hospital surge capacity, testing, positive case rates, and the ability to track new cases and people who've come in contact with them. It's worth noting that Dr. Alan Melnick, the county's public health officer, has said the National Guard will not be involved in contact tracing here, and any requests for people who've been exposed to self-isolate will be entirely voluntary. Well, Clark County added 4 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 today, bringing our total to 425 fatalities. 7 people are at area hospitals with confirmed cases, including 1 in intensive care. One other note, the percentage of tests coming back positive for COVID-19 has fallen to around 1.5%. That's down from a high of more than 6% a month ago. Well, the Washington State Department of Health held a briefing over the phone earlier today to clarify state policies for counting and reporting COVID-19 deaths. Katie Hutchinson is a health statistics manager with DOH. She noted they hear the frustration that has been voiced recently since many deaths listed as having a cause of COVID-19 could later be determined to have a different cause. But Hutchinson explained that this process is usually done over a period of months, while during a pandemic, the public expects real-time updates. To that end, she explained that the department will be reviewing many cases right now and even more in the future for a qualitative and accurate attribution of COVID-19 deaths. And if that sounded a little bit confusing to you, I suggest you check out the full story at clarkcountytoday.com. Well, Battleground City Councilors spent nearly an hour this week debating whether they should end an emergency declaration adopted in March. Others worried that doing so might send the wrong signal to people in the city of 21,000 that the concern over COVID-19 is past. Ultimately, the council decided to revisit the emergency declaration at all future meetings where they may decide to amend it or remove it entirely. City Manager Aaron Erdman noted that many elements of that emergency declaration are superseded by state laws right now, and that includes the cancellation of public events and the closure of many city buildings. Well, you may have heard the buzz surrounding the arrival of the Asian giant hornet in the Pacific Northwest. I didn't write that. We had the opportunity to speak with area beekeepers about how they're preparing for that situation. Here's Jacob Granneman with more.
Thanks, Chris. Now, you've probably heard this story by now. It's the Asian giant hornet, or the world's largest wasp, also known as the murder hornet, and it's here in the Pacific Northwest and the United States for the first time. While this has been kind of sensationalized and is kind of scary, it is honestly not a need for panic. At least that's what we found out when we talked to local beekeepers like Dane Arnett, who have known about these kind of issues for a long time. Because as it turns out, while the murder hornet is giant and scary, it's not the only hornet to threaten beehives and bee species and beekeepers' jobs in the area. And so when we spoke with Arnett, he actually gave us a really good message, which is don't panic. And if you see these types of hornets, which they have been spotted in northern Washington but aren't expected to get down this far, but if you do see one, report it. The Washington State Department of Agriculture has a robust website with information for identifying these hornets, as well as what to do, which is don't engage them, don't try and kill them, just report it and make sure that the authorities know about it so that they can track these hornets as well as try and eradicate the nests. So if you'd like to find out more information, please read the full story at clarkcountytoday.com.
All right, Jacob, thank you so much. Appreciate the perspective there and that balanced reporting. Earlier today, we shared with you the news that construction on the final phase of the Pioneer Street Rail Overpass project recently got underway in downtown Ridgefield. Now, the Port of Ridgefield envisioned that project and started securing funding as many as 20 years ago. Once completed, the overpass will provide safe and guaranteed pedestrian and auto access between downtown Ridgefield and the waterfront, including the port's 41-acre mixed-use development site. Phases 1 and 2 were completed in 2013 and 2014, respectively. The port held an unofficial groundbreaking for the final phase of that project on March 23rd, which of course was not open to the public due to the stay-at-home orders. The original completion date for the final phase of the project was summer of 2021, but Port of Richfield Vice President of Operations Lori Olin said that might be pushed back slightly due to construction delays related to the pandemic. For the duration of the Pioneer Street Rail Overpass construction project and for safety purposes, the port has closed access to the Mill Street Rail crossing and provided a detour. You can find more details and a map of that detour at ClarkCountyToday.com and go access the full story about that exciting project. And now here's Paul Valencia with a Where Are They Now feature on Sarah Jackson Panther. You might remember in 2003, she was a state champion track and field athlete for Hudson's Bay High School. Her story has had a lot of twists and turns since then, as we hear from Paul.
Happy Thursday to you all. Hey, this fall will be my 20th year covering high school sports in Clark County. I was going to do a Where Are They Now series. Well, with the pandemic and no spring sports, figured might as well start sooner. So we will start 2003 state hurdles champion Sarah Jackson of Hudson's Bay. Sarah is living in Orange County, California, living with her husband Jay, raising their dog Lily. They work in a ministry for foster children. Sarah has another story to tell. A championship athlete, a scholarship athlete, and then she was stuck in bed for 6 years with a chronic illness. Now healing, she is a life coach, a health coach, an advocate for those who suffer from chronic illness. Please go to ClarkCountyToday.com to read her inspiring story.
All right, Paul, thank you for that story. And there is your check of the stories we're following for you on this Thursday at ClarkCountyToday.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see when stories are posted and be part of the conversation. You can send your story ideas and feedback to us via email news@ClarkCountyToday.com. For all of us, I'm Chris Brown. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow.